Guys, it's your girl T and I'm back with a recap of Love and Hip Hop New York, the reunion part 2. So the reunion was crazy. It took us through a lot of emotional roller coasters. We had a lot of ups and downs watching it on Twitter. So let's go ahead and get started with the recap. So the opening scene, we see Monique. She's back interviewing Tara, Peter Gunz, and Amina. So they're all talking about the whole situation. And Monique asks Amina that does she see herself being Tara in the next 10 years? And Amina's like, no, I don't see myself being like that because Peter has already made a fool of me on national television and there's no way I could sit here and put up with it for the next 10 to 13 years. And they're talking and everything. And Peter comes out, he admits that if he would have known that Tara still loved him and that Tara still cared for him, he would have never married Amina. So when he says that, there's just a gasp through the audience. Amina's face just starts to break and she starts, getting ready to just cry. You can tell that really crushed her because she really thought that she had something special with Peter. And you can tell that Peter is still in love with Tara. I mean, this whole situation is just sad. Then Amina goes on to tell Monique that she likes to pull things out of her bra. The last thing she put out of her bra was a marriage certificate, but now she has something else to pull out of her bra. So then Amina decides to pull out a pregnancy test, and she pulls out the pregnancy test and she tells Peter that she's pregnant. And when she does, Peter's face just looks like he's just about to pass out. He's just staring at her like, what the fuck did you just say? Tara's sitting there with a shocked expression on her face. Erica Mena goes running out to the audience. She's like, oh my God, this shit done got real now, y'all. So she's in the audience clowning. Everybody's like, what the hell? This whole situation is just crazy. Peter ends up running off the stage and he goes backstage. Tahiry starts talking to him like, you need to, talk to Tara. You need to let her know what's going on. You need to let her know how you feel. You need to figure this out. So Tahiry's trying to give him some good advice. So then Monique ends up saying that Peter wants to come back on stage, but he only wants to talk to Tara. He does not want to talk to Amina. So they tell Amina that, you have to leave because we want Peter to come back on stage. So Amina gets up to leave. Then she starts breaking down, crying and screaming. And she said, I want to hear what the fuck he's saying. I want to hear what he's telling her. He's my husband. And she just starts flipping out, crying with that irritating ass accent. And Peter's just like, you know what? He walks on stage. He has on these dark ass Stevie Wonder glasses so nobody can see his eyes. And Monique's like, if you want to tell Tara something and it's coming from your heart, you need to take off the glasses. And Peter's like, no, I'm not taking off the glasses. I'm gonna need Monique to shut the fuck up and let him do his thing. Thanks, Monique. So then Peter decides to talk to Tara and he tells Tara, since I brought you here on national television and I embarrassed you and I humiliated you on national television, it's only right that I apologize to you on the same forum. He starts breaking down. When I tell y'all, I think everybody on Twitter was crying. I mean, he starts crying. Tears are streaming down his face. It was really, really sad. It was very emotional. He said he never expected this. He didn't, mean to get Amina pregnant. He said all he wanted to do was come on television, tell his story and make some money. Make money to take care of his kids, to take care of Tara. He never expected anything like this to happen. He never expected this to spiral out of control like it did. And like I told folks on Twitter, instead of clowning him, folks need to take this as a lesson learned. Nothing in life is free. You can't sell your soul to reality television and think that the devil's not going to come back to collect. He thought that he could get a quick check, sell his story and make some money. But that's the thing. You can't control shows like this. You never know how reality TV is going to turn out for you. You could end up being a winner or you could end up being a failure. And Peter failed big time with this whole situation. So after Peter says that to Tara, after he gets done crying, he walks back off stage. And then Amina comes back on stage and Monique starts interviewing Amina again. So then Monique asks Tara, how do you feel about this whole situation? And Tara's like, I feel bad for him. He's a grown man. He hasn't learned to appreciate what he has. And it's sad that for Amina to be a grown woman, her own so-called husband isn't even there to support her and celebrate her pregnancy. And you can tell Amina just feels bad. She looks stupid as hell. She's crying. She's real upset. That whole scene was chaotic. It was sad. It was very emotional. And then backstage, Peter breaks down. He's crying even more. He's telling Tara that he's disgusted with himself. He never, expected it to happen like this. I mean, it was just really, really heart-wrenching to watch this grown man who sold his soul to reality television just sit down and break down and cry and regret everything about it. So in the next scene, we have Tahiry and Rashidah. Rashida Ali is a damn mess. This bitch is sitting on the couch looking like a bootleg-ass gladiator, going off on Tahiry. So Monique is asking Rashidah, like, you know, what is going on? I thought you and Tahiry were friends. Why aren't y'all cool no more? And then Rashidah tries to act like she's really trying to give this grown woman advice. You know, I feel like Tahiry has really low self-esteem because if she really loved herself, if she thought highly of herself, she would not have to be showing herself on the internet in a thong. She wouldn't have to keep showing off her body. And she's trying to act like she's sincerely trying to give this woman advice, but you can tell it's coming from a real hateful place. You can tell there's a lot of jealousy there. And Tahiry's like, you know, who the fuck are you to be trying to give me advice, bitch? You're over 300 pounds. And then Rashidah starts going off on her, and she's like, bitch, you don't want it because I'll beat your ass, and da-da-da-da. And they're going back and forth, and Rashidah's cussing her out. So then they pan over to Joe, Mr. Too Cool for School. He's sitting back in the chair, and he starts going off on Rashidah like, Rashidah, you're not going to do shit. You're not going to put your hands on Tahiry. And Rashidah goes off on Joe. She's like, you better shut the fuck up talking to me because I'm not consequences. I will handle your ass. And then Joe's like, okay, you RuPaul looking bitch. And they start going back and forth. And she's like, I'll go over there and go mop Tahiry right now. And she's like, I ain't been in a fight in a whole month. And everybody's like, bitch, really? A whole month? You're proud that you have not been in a physical altercation in a month? How old are you? Are you 15 or are you damn near 40? I mean, this chick is a trip, so she's popping off and she's going off, and all of a sudden security just bum rushes the stage. And she's like, why the fuck y'all on stage? I ain't even get up. We're not even fighting. Well, they knew to get up on stage because they know that Rashidah Ali is about that life. That bitch stays cutting people with her damn crimson colored hair. I mean, she needs to have a motherfucking seat. I'm sitting here like Rashidah Ali is just doing too damn much. She has absolutely no storyline, so she just chooses to keep throwing shade at Tahiry. I mean, the whole shit makes no sense whatsoever. The next thing we had Saigon and Erica Jean, and this scene was a trip. You know, a lot of folks say that Peter is the worst dude, but I really think that Saigon was the worst dude at this reunion. You know, Saigon has a lot of damn issues. So Monique is talking to him and trying to figure out, you know, are they still together? What's going on with their relationship? And he's just popping off on Erica. He's calling her all types of hoes and hood rats. And Erica's like, you know what? All he does is disrespect me. He has no respect for me. I'm the mother of his child. And then he just tells Erica to shut up loud as hell, like he's her father. And he's like, you know, shut up. And Erica's like, you know, he'll call me. He'll be like, what's up, ho? What's up, bitch? And I'm just like, how can you be with somebody or even entertain being with somebody that's that disrespectful? I told y'all from jump that this relationship was a jump off situation, that they didn't know each other. It was a one night stand. They have no type of connection. And he's upset because he got this jump off pregnant. You know, Saigon wants the world to feel bad for him, saying, you know, he doesn't get along with her or the other baby's mothers, and that they're using their kids as pawns. And he's tired of it. He takes care of his kids, but because he don't want to be with them, they won't let him see his child. You know how you can resolve yourself from having a chick who will use your child as a pawn? Don't get a jump off pregnant. Don't get a hood booger pregnant. Don't get a hood rat pregnant. Since she's such a hoe and she's such a hood rat and you don't know her, then you had no business laying down with her and having a baby by her. You know, that's the problem now. Folks want to get folks pregnant and then complain after the fact. Why was you fucking her? You should have known if she was mother material from jump or not. She said that she wanted to get pregnant, and she basically got pregnant on purpose. She said they had talked about getting pregnant, and then they stopped talking for a while, and then when they got back together, they weren't really using anything to stop pregnancy. So when she came up pregnant, there were all types of questions because he didn't know if it was going to be his child or if she was fucking somebody else. And they waited until this child was on this reality TV show to do the blood test, which made no sense whatsoever. This child is 2 years old. They could have got the blood test done soon after she came back from the hospital. Their whole relationship was based on a farce, and they're both, to me, a joke. I feel like Saigon is crazy as hell. While he wants to talk about his son and try and diagnose his son and figure out what's wrong with his son, he needs to go see a doctor for what the hell his issues are. Because for him to get on national television and talk to the mother of his child that way, to me, is disgusting. You know, what is he teaching his son as far as how to treat women? I mean, the whole situation was just a joke. There were certain times in that episode that I really thought he was going to get up and hit her. And that if it wasn't for the fact that they were on national television, then he probably would have hit her. And then he got the nerve to jump up, stop the whole interview, and then yell that we're going to commercial break. It's like, who the hell are you? Monique is the host. How the hell do you stop the whole interview and then yell that they're going to commercial? I mean, the whole situation was just a mess. I wasn't feeling Saigon. I wasn't feeling the way he acted. I wasn't feeling the way he was treating Erica Jean through that whole episode. I feel bad for that girl. She needs to move the hell on. Let him be a father to his son. If he wants to take care of his son, if he wants to spend time with his son, give him that opportunity. But y'all two don't need to be together because the way he acts, the way his fuse is so short, you might end up with a bullet in your head. And that's real tight. So I would just say, father held back from him, did the relationship, and just worry about taking care of your son. Moving on to the next scene. So the next scene, we have Saigon and Erica, and once again they done changed outfits. I'm sitting here like, why the fuck do Erica keep changing? First of all, Monique is the host. Monique has been wearing the same shit throughout, but for some reason Erica Mena feels the need to keep changing. So they're changed. So they done changed once again, and once again they're talking about the whole situation with Rich. And Sin wants to know if Erica's in love with Rich and what she wants to do. Once again, Erica is screaming and acting crazy and acting belligerent, and you can tell that she still has feelings for Rich, and she just needs to go on ahead, either be with Rich and let Sin go, but she needs to stop acting like she's not in love with this man. I have nothing else to say about the whole Erica, Sin, or Rich situation. That situation is tiring. They all love drama. They all love bullshit, and I don't feel bad for none of them. So last but not least, we have Yandy and Rich Dollars. So so Monique is asking Yandy, about their whole situation with their joint venture with their record label. And Yandy's talking about, how she was real disappointed because it seemed like Rich was more focused on drama as opposed to bringing her talent. And you could tell Rich was feeling some type of way about the things that Yandy was saying about him. And he said, you know what, I'm Rich Dollars. I done had 3 albums go platinum. I done had, multiple #1 hits on the Billboard record chart. I'm doing my thing. And then Monique starts rapping and singing and everything else, talking about she hopes that, she can sign to Rich Dollars Unlimited. I just find it funny because he's talking about all these albums that he had go #1 and all this stuff that went platinum, but yet and still he didn't name the album, he didn't name the song. We were all tweeting him on Twitter trying to find out the information, and he refused to respond back to any damn body. That shit was funny as hell. We had a good time on Twitter going in on Rich because it's like, okay, we understand you have all these so-called albums that supposedly went #1, they went platinum, but why couldn't you name these albums off the top of your head when this is your work, your business, this is your blood, sweat, and tears? So why couldn't you just name this shit off the top of your head? I found that whole scene questionable and funny as hell. So after everything was said and done, Monique brings everybody back on stage, and she decides to, talk to Amina one more time. And Amina admits that she found out 2 days before the reunion that she was pregnant, and that, she had no other choice but to tell Peter because she hadn't really been talking to Peter. I'll give Amina props. Amina thinks she's slick, okay? Amina went on there and announced her pregnancy, basically put Peter on blast in the event he tried to pressure her into getting an abortion, and to also secure her a seat next season. Because damn well Mona Love is going to bring her back now because now she's pregnant. Everybody's trying to see, which way is going to go. Is Peter going to stay with her? What's going to happen with their relationship? So Amina knew damn well what she was doing when she decided to announce her pregnancy on that show. But unlike Jocelyn, who chose to have an abortion, damn well Amina's not going to abort that baby because she knows that that baby's going to secure her a seat on that show because she has nothing else to bring to the table. She has no other storyline besides this love triangle. And now that this love triangle seems to be over, at least now she can use this baby, as a storyline and as a way for her to get a check. So this whole situation was just nuts. This is one of the craziest reunion shows I've ever seen on the history of television. Nothing got resolved. This reunion show left me with more questions than answers. So this season was insane on Love and Hip Hop New York. It's really, really a good season. I enjoyed watching. I enjoyed, going in and talking to everybody on Twitter. I met a lot of really cool folks going in on the trending topics. We had a good time this season. And I would definitely be tuning in next season because this season definitely kept me interested. So it's going to be really interesting to see who they bring back next season. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this whole Love and Hip Hop as the Ratchet World Turns reunion. Even though this is my very last recap for Love and Hip Hop New York, you can still follow me on Twitter. My name is @LovelyT. All right, talk to y'all later. Deuces.